Imagine a world where intelligence has no bones, where skin can change color faster than a television screen, and where creatures hunt with 3 hearts and blue blood. We aren't talking about outer space. We are talking about the cephalopods. From the human-toothed squid of the abyss to octopuses that can mimic over 15 different species, the ocean floor is home to the closest thing we have to aliens on Earth. Today, we are diving into the deep to count down 100 of the weirdest, rarest, and most incredible squids and octopuses ever discovered. Let's descend into the unknown. 1. Promachoteuthis sulcus, the human-teeth squid. This squid is famous for its terrifying mouth that looks exactly like a set of human teeth. These teeth are actually specialized circular flaps of skin that protect its beak in the deep ocean. It is so rare that only one single specimen has ever been found by scientists in the Atlantic Ocean. 2. Granulodon boreopacifica, the supermom octopus, known as the world's most dedicated mother. She guards her eggs for a record-breaking 5 years without moving. During this entire time, she never eats a single meal, focusing all her energy on protecting her offspring. Once the babies finally hatch, she has completed her life's mission and passes away shortly after. 3. Metasepia pfefferi, Pfeffer's flamboyant cuttlefish. Unlike most cuttlefish that swim, this one actually walks along the seafloor using its tentacles like legs. It displays incredible neon colors that pulse across its skin like a living, underwater billboard. Don't let its beauty fool you, it is highly toxic, and its venom is just as deadly as a blue-ringed octopus. 4. Cirrhothorma moraei, the blind abyssal octopus, living in the eternal darkness of the deep sea. This strange octopus is almost completely blind. Its body is semi-transparent and gelatinous, making it look like a floating ghost in the abyss. It lacks the typical ink sac because, in the pitch-black depths, an ink cloud would be useless for escape. 5. Magna pinna SPB, long-armed squid variant. This alien-looking creature has incredibly thin tentacles that can reach lengths of over 20 feet. It features strange elbows in its arms, allowing them to hang down vertically while it drifts through the water. It is rarely seen by humans, and most of what we know comes from deep-sea ROVs exploring the midnight zone. 6. Thaumarctopus mimicus, the true mimic octopus. This is the ultimate shapeshifter of the sea, capable of impersonating over 15 different marine species. It can change its shape and movement to look like a sea snake, a lionfish, or even a toxic flatfish to scare away predators. It is so smart that it chooses which animal to mimic based on which predator is currently threatening it. 7. Opisthotuthis californiana, the flapjack octopus. This adorable octopus is named after its flattened shape, which makes it look like a swimming pancake. Because of its cute, big eyes and stubby fins, it served as the inspiration for the character Pearl in Finding Nemo. It spends most of its time sitting on the ocean floor, waiting for small crustaceans to wander into its reach. 8. Sepia apama, giant Australian cuttlefish. This is the world's largest cuttlefish, reaching nearly 3 feet in length and weighing over 10 kilograms. It is a master of camouflage, able to change both its skin color and its physical texture in less than a second. During the breeding season, thousands of them gather in one spot, creating a massive, colorful light show under the waves. 9. Argonauta argo, greater argonaut octopus. Unlike other octopuses, the female argonaut secretes a beautiful, paper-thin shell to protect her eggs. Ancient sailors used to believe these creatures used their 2 expanded arms as sails to travel across the ocean surface. Since their shell is not attached to their body, they have to hold onto it tightly to stay afloat. 10. Taningia danae, the strobe light squid. This massive deep-sea squid has the largest known light-producing organs, photophores, of any creature on Earth. It uses these organs to emit blinding flashes of light that stun its prey and confuse dangerous predators. When it attacks, it looks like an underwater paparazzi camera going off in the dark. 11. Histiotuthis heterolepis, the the strawberry squid variant. This squid is bright red and covered in tiny light organs that look exactly like the seeds on a strawberry. It has one huge yellow eye for looking upward at shadows and one small eye for looking downward into the dark. This cockeyed vision allows it to hunt and hide simultaneously in the twilight zone of the ocean. 12. Vitrolidinella richardi, the glass octopus. This incredible animal is almost completely transparent, with only its eyes and digestive tract being visible. Its internal organs are elongated to minimize the shadow it casts, making it nearly invisible to predators below. Seeing a glass octopus in the wild is like looking at a living piece of crystal floating in the deep blue. 13. Wonderpus photogenicus, the wonderpus. The wonderpus is famous for its spectacular, high-contrast pattern of white spots and rusty red stripes. It is most active at dusk and dawn, using its long tentacles to probe holes in the sand for hidden snacks. Its unique skin patterns are so distinct that scientists can identify individual octopuses just by looking at photos of them. 14. Amphioctopus marginatus, the coconut octopus. This is one of the few invertebrates known to use tools, often carrying coconut shells or clam shells to use as a portable home. When it feels threatened, it hides inside its shells and holds them shut with its suction cups like a fortress. It has a funny way of walking on two arms across the sand while carrying its heavy shells with the others. 15. Hapaloclina fasciata, blue-lined octopus. While its cousin has rings, this deadly octopus displays brilliant blue lines when it feels threatened or angry. It carries a neurotoxin called tetrodotoxin that is 1,200 times more powerful than cyanide. Despite being no bigger than a golf ball, one tiny bite contains enough venom to kill 26 adult humans. 16. Nautilus pompilius, the emperor nautilus, known as a living fossil. This creature has remained virtually unchanged for over 500 million years. It uses a system of gas-filled chambers inside its shell to perfectly control its buoyancy, like a submarine. Unlike its octopus cousins, the nautilus has over 90 small tentacles and lacks a complex brain. 17. Sepiola birostrata, butterfly bobtail squid. This tiny, round squid has large fins that look like butterfly wings when it pulses through the water. It has a special light organ filled with glowing bacteria that it uses to cancel out its own shadow at night. It spends the daytime buried in the sand, using its tentacles to glue sand grains to its back for extra camouflage. 18. Grimpotuthis abyssicola, the deepest Dumbo. This specific species holds the record for living deeper than any other octopus, found at depths of nearly 23,000 feet. It uses its ear-like fins to flap through the water, looking much like the famous Disney elephant, Dumbo. At such extreme depths, its body is built to withstand pressure that would crush a human submarine. 19. Alanautilus grobiculatus, the crusty nautilus. This is the world's rarest nautilus, characterized by a thick, hairy-looking covering on its shell called a periostracum. It was thought to be extinct for over 30 years until it was rediscovered by scientists in 2015 near Papua New Guinea. Unlike the smooth shells of other species, this one has a rough, crusty texture that helps it blend into the rocky seafloor. 20. Crankia scabra, rough-skinned glass squid. When threatened, this transparent squid pulls its head and arms inside its body and turns into a spiked ball. Its skin is covered in tiny, sandpaper-like bumps, cartilaginous tubercles, that protect it from being easily swallowed. It looks like a clear, floating Christmas ornament until it suddenly squirts ink and disappears. We've seen the masters of the reef, but as we go deeper, the sunlight disappears, and the pressure becomes bone-crushing. Down here, the rules of biology change. Let's look at the monsters of the Midnight Zone. 21. Idiosepias pygmaeus, two-tone pygmy squid. This is one of the smallest squids in the world, growing to be only about the size of a human fingernail. It has a unique glue gland on its back that allows it to stick itself to seagrass so it doesn't get washed away by currents. Despite its tiny size, it is a ferocious predator that hunts shrimp twice its own size. 22. Sepia feronis, the pharaoh cuttlefish. This cuttlefish is famous for its intricate, zebra-like skin patterns that resemble the art of ancient Egypt. When hunting, it can create moving stripes across its body to hypnotize prey before striking with lightning speed. It is highly intelligent and has been observed solving mazes in scientific studies. 23. Octopus luteus, starry night octopus. This octopus is a nocturnal beauty, covered in small white spots that glow like stars against its dark reddish skin. It is a master of background matching, able to disappear into a coral reef in less than a second. Unlike many octopuses, it is very shy and spends most of the day squeezed into tiny rock crevices. 24. Strangest uniceros, the unicorn octopus. It gets its magical name from a single, horn-like point, cirrus, located right above its eyes. This species lives on the muddy slopes of the deep ocean and is rarely ever seen by divers. Its body is covered in small, bumpy warts that help it blend in with the rough textures of the seafloor. 25. Octopus tetrachus, the gloomy octopus, known for its grumpy expression. This octopus has distinct white eyes that make it look constantly annoyed. Scientists discovered a place called Octlantis, where dozens of these usually solitary animals live and build cities together. They are known to be quite aggressive and will even throw shells and silt at other octopuses to defend their space. 26. Todorud's pacificus, Japanese flying squid. This incredible squid can launch itself out of the water and fly through the air for over 100 feet. It spreads its fins and tentacles like wings and uses water jet propulsion to reach speeds faster than a boat. By flying, it saves energy during long migrations and escapes predators like tuna and sharks. 27. Thyssanoteuthis rhombus, the giant diamond squid. This massive squid is named after its perfectly diamond-shaped fins that run the entire length of its body. They are unique because they often travel in pairs, with a male and female staying together for their entire lives. They can grow up to 3 feet long and are often found drifting in the open ocean near the surface at night. 28. Mastigoteuthis flammea, the flaming whiplash squid. This deep-sea squid is a brilliant fiery red and is covered in thousands of tiny, glowing light organs. Its tentacles are incredibly long and thin, hanging down like fishing lines to snag tiny organisms. It uses a sit-and-wait hunting strategy, drifting motionless in the dark abyss like a glowing ghost. 29. Chiroteuthis verini, the long-armed fishing squid. This squid looks like a collection of tangled strings, with 2 extremely long, thread-like feeding tentacles. These tentacles have specialized lures at the end that mimic small jellyfish to trick prey into coming closer. It is almost completely transparent, making it nearly impossible for predators to spot in the deep water. 30. Histiotuthis bonellii, the umbrella jewel squid. This squid has a web of skin between its arms that opens up just like a colorful umbrella. Its entire body is encrusted with photophores that look like precious jewels or diamonds under a flashlight. Like its strawberry squid cousin, it has one eye significantly larger than the other to scan for different types of light. 31. Armastrephs bartramii, neon flying squid. These squids are famous for their brilliant neon silver and blue colors that shimmer under the moonlight. They are powerful athletes, capable of gliding above the waves to escape predators or move quickly between feeding grounds. They are highly migratory, traveling thousands of miles across the Pacific Ocean throughout their life. 32. Sepia latimanus, broadclub cuttlefish. This is the second largest cuttlefish species and is a favorite among underwater photographers for its bold colors. It has a spectacular hunting technique where it pulses waves of color down its body to paralyze the nervous system of crabs. During mating, the males put on an incredible light show to compete for the attention of females. 33. Sepia aculeata, needle cuttlefish. This cuttlefish has a very slim, streamlined body and a sharp, needle-like internal bone called a cuttlebone. It is an expert at hiding in the sand, leaving only its eyes exposed to watch for passing shrimp. It can change its texture to look like a jagged rock or a smooth patch of sand in a heartbeat. 34. Sepia prashadi, hooded cuttlefish. It is recognized by the hooded appearance of its skin folds near the head, giving it a mysterious look. This species is found mostly in the Indian Ocean and is known for its beautiful, intricate marbling patterns. It uses its highly developed eyes to hunt in low light conditions during dawn and dusk. 35. Sepia opipara, paint pot cuttlefish. True to its name, this cuttlefish looks like it has been splashed with various bright paints from an artist's palette. It is a small species, but its ability to mimic the colorful corals around it is world-class. Because of its vibrant appearance, it is often called the gem of the seafloor. 36. Sepia esculenta, golden cuttlefish. This cuttlefish has a beautiful golden yellow hue that shines when caught in the light. It is highly valued in many cultures and is known for its large, sturdy cuttlebone which often washes up on beaches. It migrates to shallow waters in massive groups every year to lay its ink-colored eggs. 37. Argonauta nodosa, knobby argonaut. This relative of the octopus is famous for its knobby white shell that features distinct ridges and bumps. Unlike a snail's shell, this is actually a temporary egg case created only by the female to protect her young. The male is tiny, about 30 times smaller than the female, and he doesn't even have a shell of his own. 38. Musoctopus hokkaidensis, snowy deep-sea octopus. This octopus lives in the freezing, deep waters of the North Pacific and has a pale, almost white snowy skin. It is built for survival in extreme cold, with a slow metabolism that allows it to live with very little food. Because it lives so deep, it has lost the ability to produce ink since it lives in permanent darkness anyway. 39. Benthoctopus levis, smooth-skinned deep-water octopus. Unlike most octopuses that have bumpy or textured skin, this deep-sea species is remarkably smooth and slippery. It has very large, sensitive eyes that help it detect the faint bioluminescent glow of its prey in the abyss. It is a solitary hunter that crawls along the muddy seafloor searching for small worms and mollusks. 40. Staurotuthis sitensis, glowing sucker octopus. This incredible octopus has suckers that have evolved into light-producing organs, photophores. It is one of the very few octopuses in the world that can actually glow in the dark to attract its prey. When it swims, it looks like a glowing blue bell or umbrella floating through the midnight zone. Visibility is the greatest enemy in the open ocean. To survive, some creatures have decided to become invisible. These next 20 cephalopods are the ghosts of the sea, completely transparent and nearly impossible to spot. 41. Japatella diaphana, the pelagic transparent octopus. This octopus lives in the open ocean and is almost completely see-through, helping it hide from predators. When a predator shines a light on it, it can instantly turn its skin opaque, solid color, to stop the light from reflecting. It carries its eggs in its arms until they hatch, protecting them from the dangers of the open sea. 42. Bolotina pygmea, gelatinous midwater octopus. This tiny octopus has a body made of a jelly-like substance that helps it stay buoyant with very little effort. It is known for its strange, glowing ring around its mouth which is thought to attract mates in the dark. Because its body is so soft, it moves very slowly and relies on camouflage rather than speed to survive. 43. Sandalarps melancholicus, sad-eyed glass squid. This squid gets its name from its large, drooping eyes that give it a permanently sad or melancholy expression. Its eyes are specially designed to look upward, spotting the silhouette of prey swimming above it in the twilight zone. Like other glass squids, it can pull its head inside its mantle to protect itself from small attackers. 44. Galatuthis philura, giant cranch squid. This is one of the largest species of glass squid, growing to lengths of over 8 feet. It has large, powerful hooks on its tentacles that allow it to grab and hold onto slippery deep-sea fish. Its body is nearly transparent, but its large eyes glow with a ghostly bioluminescent light. 45. Lichia cyclura, spiky-eye glass squid. This squid is unique because it has a row of small, tooth-like spikes located right on its eyeballs. These spikes are thought to help break up the squid silhouette, making it even harder for predators to see. It spends its life drifting vertically in the water column, blending in perfectly with the sunlight filtering from above. 46. Bathycheuthis abyssiocola, deep-sea deep red squid. This squid lives in the midnight zone and is a beautiful, intense deep red color. In the deep sea, red light doesn't reach, so this squid actually appears completely black and invisible to other animals. It has unusually small fins and tentacles, making it look more like a little red floating light bulb. 47. Cephalopods lesoniana, bigfin reef squid. This squid is often mistaken for a cuttlefish because its fins run all the way down the sides of its body. It is highly social and uses complex skin patterns to talk to other members of its group. They are incredibly fast learners and are considered some of the most intelligent invertebrates in the coral reef. 48. Nototoderus gouldi, Gould's arrow squid. This squid is shaped like a sleek, aerodynamic arrow, built for high-speed chases in the open ocean. It is a fierce predator that often hunts in massive schools, overwhelming smaller fish with coordinated attacks. It is known for its incredible growth rate, reaching its full adult size in less than a single year. 49. Allocheuthis media, mid-sized slender squid. This is one of the thinnest squids in the ocean, with a long, needle-like tail that makes it look very elegant. It is commonly found in the Mediterranean Sea and is an expert at darting through seagrass meadows. Despite its delicate appearance, it is a very aggressive hunter of small shrimp. 50. Arnicoteuthis borealis boreal clubhook squid. This North Pacific specialist has massive, sharp hooks on the ends of its tentacles for catching large prey. It is a very muscular squid that can survive in the freezing, high-pressure waters of the deep north. It is known to be a cannibal, often hunting and eating other squids when food is scarce. 51. Octopus bocchi, tiny grass octopus. This is one of the smallest octopuses in the world, often growing no larger than a human thumb. It lives in the shallow waters of coral reefs, hiding inside empty snail shells or small holes in the rocks. Even though it is tiny, it is a master of disguise and can change its color to match the colorful coral perfectly. 52. Octopus corner, southern sand octopus. This octopus is a professional sand diver that can vanish into the seafloor in just a few seconds. It uses its tentacles to create an underground burrow by pumping water into the sand to make a hollow space. It even creates a special chimney out of mucus so it can breathe while hidden deep under the sand. 53. Amphioctopus siamensis, the veined octopus, also known as the stradial octopus. It is famous for the dark, vein-like lines that cover its body. Like its cousin the coconut octopus, it has been seen carrying shells to use as a mobile home for protection. It has a very unique way of walking on two arms, making it look like a little person running across the seafloor. 54. Hapaloclina maculosa, lesser blue-ringed octopus. Though it is called lesser, its venom is just as deadly as the more famous greater blue-ringed octopus. It spends most of its time hidden in tide pools and only shows its bright blue rings when it is about to strike. One single bite from this tiny octopus can cause total paralysis in a human within minutes. 55. Octopus cyanea, the day octopus. Unlike most octopuses that hunt at night, this species is most active during the broad daylight. It is a master of dynamic camouflage, changing its appearance continuously as it moves across different parts of the reef. It is very large and powerful, often hunting crabs and even small fish by pouncing on them with its massive web. 56. Octopus macropus, white-spotted night octopus. This beautiful octopus is bright red with large, glowing white spots that only come out at night. It has very long, slender arms that it uses to reach deep into coral cracks to pull out hidden prey. When it feels threatened, it can shed one of its arms to distract a predator while it escapes, a process called autotomy. 57. Amphioctopus fangxiao, marbled octopus. This octopus is easily identified by the two gold-ringed, fake eyes, ocelli, on its head that trick predators. It is a very popular species in East Asian waters and is known for its beautiful, marbled skin pattern. It is a very neat octopus, often clearing away rocks and debris from the entrance of its home. 58. Octopus ornatus, ornate striped octopus. This is one of the most stylish octopuses, featuring bold white stripes and spots on a dark red body. It is a nocturnal hunter that lives in tropical waters and is rarely seen during the day. Its long, thin arms are incredibly flexible, allowing it to move through the reef like a liquid. 59. Octopus hummerlinki, bumblebee four-eye octopus. This small octopus gets its nickname from its tiny size and the fake eyes that look like dark spots on its mantle. It is a very playful and curious octopus, often seen interacting with divers and underwater cameras. It lives primarily in the Caribbean and is an expert at mimicking the texture of sponges and coral. 60. Octopus blenny, the blenny-mimic octopus. This octopus has evolved to look and move exactly like a small fish called a blenny. By mimicking a harmless fish, it can sneak up on its prey without being noticed. It even changes its swimming style to match the hopping motion that blenny fish use on the seafloor. 61. Octopus membranaceus, webfoot octopus. This octopus is famous for the thin, skin-like webbing that connects its arms, making it look like it's wearing a circular cape. It is a master of the parachute attack, where it leaps over its prey and traps it inside its expansive web. It is often found in the coastal waters of Japan and is easily recognized by the two bright, eye-like spots on its head. 62. Octopus kermadicensis, the Kermadec mud octopus, living in the soft, silty mud of the Kermadec Trench. This octopus has a very pale, almost ghostly appearance. It has unusually long, thin arms that it uses like probes to feel for worms and small fish buried deep in the mud. Because there are no rocks to hide in, it spends most of its life partially buried, blending in with the grey seafloor. 63. Opisthotuthis Grimaldi's umbrella octopus, named after the Prince of Monaco. This deep-sea octopus is shaped like a perfect, gelatinous umbrella. It moves through the water with a slow, pulsating motion, looking like a drifting bell in the midnight zone. Its body is extremely soft and fragile, designed to withstand the immense pressure of the deep Atlantic Ocean. 64. Rocha pacifica, the North Pacific stubby squid. Despite its name, it isn't a true squid or a true octopus, it is actually a member of the bobtail squid family. It has giant, bulging purple eyes that give it a look of permanent surprise, making it a favorite of deep-sea explorers. It spends the day buried in the sand with only its eyes sticking out, using a special mucus to glue sand to its body for camouflage. 65. Sepiola atlantica, Atlantic bobtail squid. This tiny creature is a master of counter-illumination, using glowing bacteria in its belly to hide its shadow from predators below. It has a round, dumpling-shaped body that makes it one of the cutest-looking cephalopods in the ocean. At night, it emerges from the sand to hunt, looking like a tiny, glowing jewel moving through the water. 66. Euprimna hummingbird bobtail squid. It is called the hummingbird because of its small size and the way it hovers gracefully over the coral reef. This squid has a symbiotic relationship with bioluminescent bacteria, providing them a home in exchange for a glowing invisibility cloak. It is a colorful species, often displaying vibrant greens, yellows, and purples to blend in with tropical corals. 67. Ancistrachirus leguarii, sharp-ear inope squid. This squid is covered in complex light organs that it can turn on and off to communicate with other squids. It has specialized veer-like fins on its head that help it make sharp, sudden turns while chasing fast prey. It is a midwater specialist, living in the twilight zone where it hunts during the day and moves to the surface at night. 68. Abralia verini, eyeflash hooked squid. This small squid has photophores located right on the tips of its tentacles, which it uses to flash and lure in curious fish. It features sharp hooks on its arms instead of just suckers, allowing it to grip onto slippery, fast-moving prey. It is known for its incredible vertical migration, traveling hundreds of meters up and down the ocean every single day. 69. Alluroteuthis antarcticus, Antarctic neo squid. This is a specialized squid that lives in the freezing, ice-cold water surrounding the Antarctic continent. It has a very thick, muscular mantle and large eyes that help it hunt in the long, dark winters of the South Pole. It is a vital food source for Antarctic seals and penguins, playing a huge role in the frozen ecosystem. 70. Cephalopods australis, southern calamari squid. This large squid is famous for its dancing and light displays, where it sends waves of color across its body during courtship. It lives in the cool temperate waters of Australia and New Zealand, often hiding in giant kelp forests. Its eggs look like clusters of white sea grapes and are often attached to seagrass to keep them safe from currents. 71. Loligo vulgaris, European common squid. This is one of the most studied squids in science because of its massive giant axons, which help us understand the nervous system. It is a highly athletic swimmer, using a powerful siphon to jet through the water at incredible speeds. It often travels in massive, coordinated schools that move like a single giant organism to confuse predators. 72. Doroteuthis pileae, long-finned inshore squid. This squid is a master of instant camouflage, changing its color to match the seafloor in less than 30 milliseconds. It is very sensitive to water temperature and migrates long distances every season to find the perfect environment. During the day, they stay near the bottom, but at night they rise to the surface to hunt for small fish and krill. 73. Loligo brevis, brief squid. It gets its name because it is a very short, brief-looking squid compared to its longer, more slender cousins. It is unique because it can survive in brackish water, a mix of salt and fresh water, near river mouths and estuaries. Despite its small size, it is a brave hunter and will often attack prey that is larger than itself. 74. Cephalopods cephaloidea, Caribbean reef squid. These squids are incredibly social and have been observed using over 30 different skin patterns to talk to each other. They are the only squids known to fly by jumping out of the water to escape predators, gliding for several meters. They have a very high metabolism and must eat a huge amount of food every day just to stay alive. 75. Doroteuthis opalescens, a market opalescent squid. This squid is famous for its opalescent skin that shimmers with a rainbow of colors like a precious pearl. They gather in millions to spawn, creating a massive natural event that attracts sharks, birds, and sea lions from all over. Their life cycle is very short. They live for only about 1 year, spawning once and then passing away. 76. Doroteuthis garhi, Patagonian red squid, found in the cold waters of South America. This squid turns a deep, fiery red when it becomes excited or aggressive. It is a deep water species during the day, but it moves into shallow coastal waters to lay its eggs. It is an essential part of the food chain, feeding the massive populations of Patagonian seals and whales. 77. Condicovia longimana, giant warty squid. This is a massive squid that can grow up to 7 feet long and is covered in strange, warty bumps. It lives in the deep waters of the Southern Ocean and is a favorite prey of the massive sperm whale. Unlike most squids, it has a very soft, flabby body which helps it stay buoyant in the freezing deep sea. 78. Idiosepius paradoxus, northern pygmy squid. This is a paradoxical squid because it is so tiny but behaves exactly like a giant predator. It uses a special suction pad on its back to stick to the underside of seaweed leaves while it waits for prey. It is an expert at ink and switch tactics, leaving a small puff of ink that looks like itself while it darts away. 79. Sepiodarium kochi, coarse bottle-tail squid. This squid is shaped like a small bottle or an oval, with a very rounded rear end. It is a bottom dweller that walks across the mud using its lower tentacles instead of swimming. It is famous for its flashing behavior, where it rapidly changes from white to dark brown to startle predators. 80. Octopus pallidus, pale octopus, known for its very light, creamy color. This octopus is an expert at blending into white sandy bottoms. It is a very tough octopus with a thick, muscular body that allows it to wrestle with large, heavy crabs. Unlike many other species, it lays very large eggs, and the babies emerge as miniature adults ready to hunt immediately. 81. Euprymnoscalopes, Hawaiian bobtail squid. This tiny squid is famous for its stealth mode, using a specialized light organ to mimic the moonlight shining from above. It has a lifelong partnership with glowing bacteria that live inside its body and provide it with its natural cloak of invisibility. By matching the light from the moon and stars, it casts no shadow, making it invisible to predators lurking on the seafloor. 82. Sepietta oeniana, common bobtail squid. This species is a deep-water specialist, often found at depths of over 2,000 feet in the Atlantic Ocean. It is a master of mucus masking, where it covers its body in a layer of sticky slime to trap sand and debris for camouflage. Despite its small size, it has one of the fastest strike speeds in the bobtail family when hunting small shrimp. 83. Sepia licida, kislip cuttlefish. This cuttlefish gets its name from the unique, bright markings around its mouth that look like a pair of glowing lips. It is one of the most colorful cuttlefish in Asian waters, often displaying complex neon patterns to communicate with rivals. It is a highly tactical hunter, using its tentacles to mimic the movement of worms to lure small fish into its reach. 84. Sepia aubigniana, pink-cut cuttlefish. This rare cuttlefish is known for its beautiful, soft pinkish hue and its slender, elegant body shape. It lives in the deep Mediterranean waters and has a very fragile, thin cuttlebone compared to shallow water species. It is a shy creature that uses its cloud ink not just to escape, but to create decoys that look like its own body. 85. Sepia elegans, elegant cuttlefish. True to its name, this cuttlefish has a very sleek and narrow body, built for darting quickly through narrow rock crevices. It features two very long, slender feeding tentacles that it can retract completely into pockets on its head. It is often found in the muddy areas of the eastern Atlantic, where it uses its skin to mimic the texture of wet clay. 86. Metasepia talbergi, paintcan cuttlefish. This relative of the flamboyant cuttlefish looks like it has been dipped in various jars of bright, neon yellow paint. Like its cousins, it prefers walking on the seafloor with its arms rather than swimming through the open water. It is incredibly small, but its bright colors serve as a warning to predators that its flesh is highly poisonous. 87. Octopus insularis, island octopus. This species was only recently discovered and is found exclusively around the volcanic islands off the coast of Brazil. It is a very athletic octopus, known for its ability to leap between tide pools to hunt crabs during low tide. It has a unique hunting strategy where it taps a crab on the opposite side to make it run directly into its waiting arms. 88. Octopus briareus, Caribbean reef octopus variant. This is a heavyweight of the reef, featuring incredibly thick, muscular arms that can pry open even the toughest clam shells. It is famous for its blue-green iridescence, which shimmers like a jewel when it moves through sunlit tropical waters. It is a very curious species and has been known to follow divers around, investigating their cameras and gear. 89. Octopus bimaculoides, California two-spot octopus. This octopus is famous for the two brilliant blue fake eyes, ocelli, located on the sides of its head. These fake eyes are designed to trick predators into thinking the octopus is much larger and more dangerous than it actually is. It is a very intelligent species and is often used in laboratory studies because it can learn to solve complex puzzles. 90. Cystopus indicus, old woman octopus. It gets its strange name from its wrinkled, baggy skin that looks like a loosely fitting suit. This octopus has unique water-filled pouches between its arms that it can use to inflate itself and look more intimidating. It is a master of the muddy seafloor, using its skin to mimic the appearance of decaying leaves and underwater debris. 91. Grimpoteuthis discoveryi, Discovery Dumbo octopus. This specific Dumbo species was named after the famous Discovery, a research vessel that first found it. It has very large, wing-like fins that it uses to fly gracefully through the water at extreme depths of the North Atlantic. Unlike many other octopuses, it doesn't have an ink sac because there is zero light in its environment to make ink effective. 92. Opisthotuthis agassizii, Agassiz flapjack octopus. This flapjack octopus is a deep red color and looks like a gelatinous, floating bell as it drifts through the abyss. It has a very specialized webbed body that allows it to trap small organisms by simply sitting on top of them. It is one of the softest creatures in the ocean, with a body that is almost 95% water to help it survive extreme pressure. 93. Taningia fanti, rare African hooked squid. This rare squid is found off the coast of West Africa and is known for the massive, razor-sharp hooks on its arms. It has a very muscular body and is thought to be one of the most aggressive hunters in the deep Atlantic. Scientists have only seen this squid a few times, making it one of the most mysterious cephalopods in the world. 94. Brachiotuthis rhesae, common arm squid. This squid has a very unusual long neck appearance because its head is separated from its body by an elongated section. It is an expert at vertical hovering, staying perfectly still in the water column while waiting for prey to swim by. Its skin is covered in tiny, glitter-like cells that reflect the bioluminescence of other deep-sea creatures. 95. Arnicotoothes banksii, common clubhook squid. This squid is the ultimate hook-handed hunter, with 2 rows of curved, claw-like hooks on its feeding tentacles. It is a very fast swimmer and is known to leap out of the water to escape predators, similar to flying fish. It has a never-let-go grip, meaning once it hooks a fish, there is almost no chance of the prey escaping. 96. Lolliguncular brevis, Atlantic brief squid. This is one of the only squids in the world that can tolerate very low salt levels, often found in rivers and bays. It has a very short, blunt mantle and large, rounded fins that give it a very cute and stocky appearance. It is an incredibly tough survivor, able to live in environments where most other marine life would struggle to breathe. 97. Sepiola rondelii, dwarf bobtail squid. This is the runter of the bobtail family, rarely growing larger than a grape, even as a full adult. It is a master of sand gluing, where it uses a special secretion to stick sand to its skin, making it look like a rock. Despite its size, it has a complex brain and can remember the locations of its favorite hunting spots. 98. Octopus panamensis, Panamanian long-arm octopus. This octopus has 4 arms that are significantly longer than the others, giving it a very asymmetrical and lanky look. It uses these long arms like whips to snatch fast-moving shrimp out of the water with incredible precision. It is a very rare species found only in the tropical waters of the Pacific coast of Central America. 99. Bathypolypus arcticus, North Atlantic spoon-arm octopus. This cold-water octopus has a specialized arm that is shaped like a spoon, which it uses during the mating process. It is a very slow-growing animal, taking several years to reach maturity in the freezing waters of the North Atlantic. It is known for its high intelligence and has been seen using empty shells as defensive shields. 100. Enteroctopus doflani, North Pacific giant octopus. This is the true king of octopuses, known to grow up to 30 feet across and weigh as much as a large man. They are incredibly smart and have been known to recognize human faces and solve complex puzzles in captivity. One single giant octopus can have over 2,000 suction cups, each one strong enough to hold up to 30 pounds of weight.